So you want to go to Toyland? Well, it's not that hard at all. All you gotta do is believe in Toyland and wait for the right moment to come, and they will let you in. Oh, beautiful girl in Boyland. Oh, Toyland is my favorite place. Oh, yeah. So you want to go to Toyland? Well, it's not that hard at all. All you gotta do is believe in Toyland and wait for the right moment to come, and they will let you in. Oh, beautiful girl in Boyland. Oh, Toyland. It was basically Friday, and Michael, Peter, and Sarah were going to go on a field trip to the car show at school. They were at school and they were ready to go on their field trip, and the teacher said, "Is anyone ready to go on their field trip?" And they said, "Yeah." And then the teacher said, "Let's go!" Do 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 do. They were at the car show with their school, and the teacher said, "You can go wherever you want, but you have to be here at the front back by 4." And they said, "Okay." Michael and Pierce said to Sarah, "We're gonna go and find our friend, and we'll see you at 4, okay, Sarah?" Sarah said, "Okay." Holly said to Sarah, "I'm hungry." Sarah said, "Do you want to go and look for a place where we can get food?" Holly said, "Yeah, I do." Do 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 do. Sarah said, "I like to order one slice of pizza in a pot." Holly said, "I like to order one slice of pizza in a pot." The man gave them that, and then they paid. The man said to Peter and Michael, "Get a load of this minivan. Just wait till you see inside. It is pretty awesome." Michael and Peter said, "Can we see what's inside?" The man said, "Yeah, you can." Michael said, "Not many guys would take the time to do that to a minivan." The man said, "My mom said it's a nice safe car, and my girlfriend agreed with my mom." Michael said, "Okay, I guess that's okay." Peter said, "Our friends didn't go with us on the field trip, did they, Michael?" Michael said, "Yeah, but wait. Is that Sarah running to the outside?" Peter said, "I think it is. Let's see if we can follow her." Michael said to Peter, "They went down here, I'm positive." Peter said, "I think you're right. Let's go downstairs." Do 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 do. Michael asked Sarah, "Is anything okay?" Sarah said, "I don't feel very well." Holly said it was that pizza she had. "I don't feel very well either." Michael said, "Maybe we can talk to the teacher and the teacher can help us." Sarah said, "Okay." Michael said, "How do we get out of the basement? I can't seem to find the stairs." Peter said, "Maybe you should try going in that black room there." Michael said, "We wouldn't be able to see." Peter said, "Maybe there's a light here." Michael said, "Okay, we'll do that." Michael said, "I can't seem to find the light switch." Peter said, "Keep on walking till you see some light." Michael said, "Okay." Peter said to Michael, "Michael, look, there's a room that has light in." Michael said, "Let's go through it." Peter said, "Yeah." Michael said, "Where are we? This looks like outside." Sarah said, "Do you think we're in Toyland?" Holly said, "I always wanted to go to Toyland, 'cause you told me about it. If we're toys going aren't love, right, Sarah?" Sarah said, "Yeah, that is right." Michael said, "There's a river. How are we going to get across it?" Peter said, "How about we build a raft and sail on the raft along the river?" Michael said, "How are you going to build a raft with nothing?" Holly said, "I found the axe laying on the ground. We could use that to build a raft, and I also found some rope on the ground." Michael said that's a good idea, let's build a ride. Sarah said if we're in Toyland, where is our friend Lemon Lion? Peter said maybe if we follow this route it will lead them to him. Sarah said okay, but in the meanwhile can we sing a song? Peter said what song do you want to sing? Sarah said how about Your Ear Hang Low? Peter said okay. Michael said which version, the rap one or the classic one, Sarah? Sarah said how about the classic one? Michael said okay. Do your ear hang low, they walk through and fro. Can you tie a knot? Can you tie a bow? Can you throw a sword like a call hell? So you do your ear hang low, low, low. Do your ear hang low, they walk through and fro. Can you tie a knot? Can you tie a bow? Can you throw a sword like a call hell? So you do your ear hang low, low, low. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. They were basically asleep on the raft, and then they heard a bump that woke them up. And Michael said, "Where are we?" Sarah said, "I think we're in a cave." Peter said, "Let's get off the raft and start floating." Michael said, "That's a good idea." Michael said, "So guys, do you think we should get in and try it?" Sarah said it doesn't look very safe. Peter said it doesn't look very safe. Holly said maybe we should just try it. Peter said, "Yeah, I think we should try it." Sarah said, "Yeah, we'll try it." So Michael said, "Let's go and get into one of those." Do 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 do. Holly said that was sick. I used to have to pay go for a ride like that. Now I went on for free. Isn't that great, guys? Michael said, "Yeah, that is great." Michael said, "Let's get out of the water and walk ashore." David and CW said, "Are you guys cave people like us?" Michael said, "No, we're from Earth, we're humans." David said, "Humans? That's interesting." Michael said, "Do you know how to get out of this cave?" David said, "Yeah, there is. You just follow the arrow, and the arrow will lead you out of the cave." Michael said, "Okay." Michael said to David and CW, "Would you like to come out of the cave with us, and we can introduce you to our friends?" David and CW said, "Okay." Do 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 do. When they came out from the cave, they noticed that it was daylight, and Michael said, "Boy, we were down there in the cave all night. Now it's day." Sarah said, "Yeah." Lion said, "Hi guys, how are you doing?" Michael said, "We're doing fine." Lion said, "Who are these two?" Michael said, "These are David and CW. They want to visit us on the circuit here. They're the cave people." Lion said, "Yeah, I heard about the cave people." Michael said, "I don't mean to bite ourselves over, but we want to see Lemon Lion." Lion said, "Well, you can't, because he's on a field trip. But you can come over for a party." Michael said, "Okay." They arrived at the castle where the party was, and they were very excited. Dream, dream, dream. Dream, dream, dream when I met you. You took my heart away whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. Dream, dream, dream. I can make you mine. Kiss you, little one, any hour of the day. Lion said, "I bet you guys want to go back home." Michael said, "But wait, we were on a field trip and then we somehow went to toilet. But we were supposed to be at the front hall at the auto show by 4, but it's been past then. Can you make it where we're at 4 when we go back?" Lion said, "Okay, I'll do that." Michael, Pierre, Sarah, and Holly were back in their own world, and it was 4 o'clock. And the teacher said, "Where were you guys?" Michael said, "But we made it here by 4, didn't we?" The teacher said, "Yeah, but we never saw you at the olive show." Michael said, "If we told you, you wouldn't believe us, so we're not going to tell you." The teacher said, "Fine, be that way. Let's just get on the bus and go back to school, so you guys can go back home." They were basically at school, and Sarah said goodbye to Holly, but Holly said, "Goodbye, Sarah. That was a lot of fun going to Toyland. Maybe we can go to Toyland again." Sarah said, "Yeah. Bye, Holly." Basically, Michael, Pierre, and Sarah were at home, and they said hi to their parents. Mom and Dad asked Michael, Pierre, and Sarah and said, "How was your field trip?" Michael said, "It was great. We had a lot of fun." Mom and Dad said that is good to hear that. So you want to go to Toyland? Well, it's not that hard at all. All you gotta do is believe in Toyland and wait for the right moment to come, and they will let you in. Oh, beautiful girl in Boyland. Oh, Toyland is my favorite place. Oh, yeah.